It's Indiana in the morning. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Good morning and thanks for being with us. At 12 minutes after 8 o'clock, it is a beautiful morning. Gorgeous sunshine out there, and my goodness gracious, you get to June and schools even take the time off to relax a little bit in the summertime, except these guys in front of me here and all of their fellow compatriots. So with the Indiana Area School District, still a lot of work to do for them. Our visit with our Indiana Area School Representatives presented by Marcus and Mack, voted Best Law Firm and Best Personal Injury Lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. Superintendent Rob Heinrich is with us this morning, and you've brought a guest.
I sure have. If I may introduce Mr. Sean Gildea, the Assistant Superintendent for the Indiana Area School District. We're happy to have him here, and thought it would be appropriate to bring him along and introduce the two of you. So and introduce him to the world.
Good to meet you. Your world premiere today.
Yes,
How about that?
Yes, it is.
Coming from the Glendale School District.
I am. I was superintendent over at Glendale for about 2 years and 9 months. Mm-hmm. Originally from Plum. I live in Plum now. Started my teaching career in Penn Hills. Taught at Kiski for a little bit. And then administrator in New Canaan, and then spent about 18 years in the East Allegheny School District.
Wow.
It was a great experience. I loved it there. It was my home. But things change. I decided to move into the superintendent role. Took the job over in Glendale. Was planning to move to Hollidaysburg. A big family from Hollidaysburg.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of IUP grads from Hollidaysburg. I'm an IUP grad as well.
Oh, yeah.
But I just want to throw that in there. Met my wife here at
we believed
IUP.
Your credentials without the IUP part.
Well, I had to throw that in. But, things change. So I accepted the job back here in this area. Thanks to the board. Board has been fantastic. The administrative team, the teachers, but especially the students. The students are fantastic. Very similar to Glendale. Mr. Heinrich and I were recently serving food with Tara Maruka, our special ed director, serving breakfast to our seniors. And you might chime in on this, but all the seniors were thank you. Very polite, very, very positive. I'm very impressed with what they've done and what they're doing in the future. But more importantly, very impressed with K through 12, pre-K through 12, what the kids are doing academically and socially and emotionally. The kids are great. We always have our hiccups, but the kids are doing very well. And I'm excited to be here. Excited to offer my support to the district as a former superintendent. Working with Mr. Heinrich has been fantastic. I think I fit right in with the administrative team and the board and so forth. So,
with a career that has spanned a lot of different school districts and a lot of different years, like a lot of educators here in Western PA and probably everywhere, you get a chance to see how things are done in different school districts and the different approaches to education. Right. And when you come to Indiana, obviously there's a certain feel to what happens in Indiana, an atmosphere, if you will. It might be different from Glendale or one of the Pittsburgh area districts in which you've been. How have you found that sort of educational atmosphere? How's breathing that in work for you?
I think the atmosphere from Glendale and Indiana is very same. It's very similar, except Glendale's a lot smaller, 660 kids. But the sense of community at Glendale is very similar to Indiana. The support that the board had at Glendale is very similar to Indiana. The student success is very similar. It's just the magnitude of working at Indiana is huge. There's a lot more going on. Like I said, I've been here 2 months, and I've been overwhelmed for 2 months. But I like to say that I started crawling, and now I'm walking.
Yeah,
I'm not running yet. I'm not sprinting yet, but I'm getting there.
Sprint on over and watch the baseball team for a while.
That was great game last night. And a little tidbit is during the board meeting, I was watching the game on my computer. And we took a break, I think, during executive and announced the winners of the game. But it was a great game last night.
How exciting has that been?
The cardiac kids, they keep us on the edge of the seat, huh?
We've been thinking Homer Center's the cardiac kids because Homer Center gets a walk-off grand slam a couple of games ago, and then the District 6 championship game. But then Indiana, my goodness gracious, you look at a team that has lost one game the entire season, and that one was razor thin. Well, actually, that one wasn't a race within. But at any rate, a team that has done so well just lost one game, but so many of these games
Close.
have been last at bat, extra innings, multiple extra innings, and you can't beat yesterday.
Oh, you know what I love about it, Todd, is they do it with fundamentals. They are so sound defensively. They play small ball, when they have to. They don't commit a lot of errors. They are just so sound fundamentally, and they do it with defense and great pitching and timely hitting when they need to. And it's really fun baseball.
Yeah.
If you like baseball, come watch Indiana play.
They move the runners along. They do everything the way that
Absolutely.
you're supposed to. That's a good job by Dan Petroff and his entire
100%.
staff.
He's done a great job. Yeah, him and his staff have done outstanding work.
Let's get to some other things within the district. Eisenhower Elementary, of course, the fire a couple of years ago, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And it took a while to make the decision, but you wanted to get it done right. School board did everything that it needed to do to make sure that everything is the way that you want it to be. Eisenhower is soon going to be opening for students again, and with the retirement of the Horace Mann School and Eisenhower stepping into line again, this is a really exciting time for the elementary grades.
It's a very exciting time. We had a chance to walk through the building yesterday as the teachers are starting to move their stuff into the new Eisenhower, and they're just all smiles and energy and positivity. Had one teacher who's approaching the end of their career say, you know what, this new building is making me think I want to stick around for a couple more years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's re-energizing people, and it's bittersweet to see Horace Mann go, but moving into the new Ike is going to be a positive boost for a lot of these teachers and the kids. That's a great building. I can't wait for the open house to come in here in the summertime, and then in the fall we're going to do the grand opening. So hopefully you guys can be there. But if you get a chance to see the building, it's really well done. I think it's going to be a great place to add to the tradition of Indiana. Yeah, so.
Might be one of those places we take our camera crew down and do a walkthrough.
Anytime you want, we'll take you down there. I know some people.
Introductory video.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know some people?
We'd love that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great idea. Sean, when you walk through a building like that and understand the history of that Eisenhower school and see what it is now, that's a really, really testament, I guess, to some really hard work and some great decision making.
Right, it definitely was, and I know was hard to close Horace Mann. But the building I think lasted long enough. Hopefully it stays active. I know the district's working hard on keeping Horace Mann active. But Eisenhower's a beautiful building. I enjoyed walking through it. Unfortunately, I did not see it prior to the fire, but I've seen parts of it that are still there, and I can see the history that's in the building. Yeah.
No, it's a pretty amazing thing that it has come together as much as it has, and yeah, probably people were wanting that thing to be open much sooner, but to do it right is the really important thing.
100%, and the school board had to. You're right. They had to get it right, and we have to make sure we have to balance. We want to give our kids and our teachers the absolute best, but we have to be good stewards of the taxpayers' money too. So. The first couple designs we had were just over the price point, and we had to cut some of the things out, but still make sure that it suits our needs academically. And I think that the board finally, it took some time, but they really did a nice job. And I think it does. It feels like an elementary school, but it's also, technologically advanced. It's the top-notch safety. It's everything that we needed to make sure that the students are safe and in a great environment to learn. So they really did a nice job.
Well, speaking of being responsible to the taxpayers, the last time you were here, we had a pretty extensive discussion of budget and the various concerns that are there. Sure. Those concerns don't get any easier as the season gets closer, does it?
No, not at all. Not at all. Our budget decision will be coming up. Our vote is on the 23rd of this month. That's when the school board has to decide, whether or not to pass the budget. The preliminary budget that's been proposed does include a tax increase, a significant tax increase that we're considering. But it's one of those things I think if you watch the news and you look around, everyone is struggling. Public education, it is in a dire situation right now across the board. And a lot of it does stem back to that cyber charter funding, $2 million of our money going out the door every year. So we have to make some tough decisions here before we have to make even tougher ones down the road. We don't want to get in a situation where we're cutting programs or we're cutting teachers and, putting, furloughing people or anything like that. So we need to make some difficult decisions now stave off bigger, more difficult decisions down the road. So I don't envy the board's position. It's a tough one. We have competing interests always. We don't want to raise anyone's taxes. We want to make sure that, we do it at the lowest price point possible. But teaching these kids costs money. Safety costs money. Buildings cost money. Buses cost money. So we're doing everything we can to cut as much of the expenses as we can. And then hopefully the board will make a good decision here, and we'll chip away at this deficit and get it down. And coincidentally, if you're available, June 18th, 2 Wednesdays from now, we've been invited to participate and help plan a community forum on cyber funding and how it's affecting the communities in 5 different counties. Mm-hmm. So we'll have Indiana will be there, Cambria is going to be there, Somerset, Blair, and Westmoreland County, and even parts of Armstrong are going to participate in this public forum about cyber school funding and how it is adversely affecting. $33 million from those 5 counties goes to cyber school funding every year. $33 million a year of taxpayer money. If those schools had that money back, we wouldn't be in the situation where we have to talk about raising taxes to the index, and that there's no way around that fact, Todd. So if hopefully we'll send an invite to Renda, and hopefully you guys can come and cover that, because I think it's going to be an important forum. There's a nice panel of professionals, educational leaders, union leaders, community leaders, policymakers that are going to be there to have an open discussion. It's at UPJ on the 18th at 4 p.m. at the Murtha Center. Mm-hmm. So if you can come, and it's open to the community. So anybody that wants to come and listen and learn more, it's an open invitation.
Yeah, well, that's and a very important one. You and I had a discussion last month about getting a group in here to talk
Absolutely.
about charter, and we want to do that. We want to make sure that happens too.
Absolutely.
So those are really important events that are coming up. Just a couple of moments left here with our Indiana Area School District representatives. Just want to, in our closing here, salute the senior class that you've just said goodbye to.
Yeah, you want to talk about bittersweet moments. I mean, the commencement ceremony was so nice. Thank you so much to Mrs. Sexton and her team at the high school, Mr. McQueen, Mr. Johnson, all the teachers and the musicians, the students, musicians that came out, Mrs. Williams and Mr. O'Lear, for just a beautiful celebration of the work that senior class has done. But, we were talking about the return on investment, and the return on investment is evident when we look at those kids. We have kids going to the Ivy League. We have kids going to Carnegie Mellon. We have kids going into the United States Naval Academy to lead the next generation of soldiers. And so we're very, very proud of what they're doing. So many of those kids are either headed to college or headed right into workforce. JWF has already hired one of our students full time, so it's working. We're getting the return on investment here in Indiana, PA, and we're really, really proud of the work that those students have done with the help of their teachers.
Pretty amazing things happening right now in the Indiana Area School District.
Yes, sir.
Gentlemen, thanks so much for coming in to visit with us. We
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us, Don.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. Matt is in the newsroom. He's coming up a couple of moments away. Here's Boomer Sports on this Tuesday morning.